Hello and welcome. We're at the track covering the Sport of Kings. Coming up, Barbados' highest-rated racehorse, Northern Star, returns to the Garrison Savannah for his Sandalane Gold Cup tune-up. A very exciting finish to the Alexander Hamilton Trophy event at Caymanas Park in Jamaica. In Trinidad and Tobago, the headlines taken away from the favourite at Santa Rosa Park, and in the USA, a Jockey's Championship title for a Caribbean rider in Portland, Oregon. Barbados is our first stop.
Just 5 starters in the gates for the Palm Beach Condo Handicap after the 6 and 7 horses were scratched. The field competitive, the 7-2 bet Caymanas Gold and the 1 box. Number 2, the 2017 Sandalane Spa Sprint winner Wildcat T at 9-2 odds. Number 4, the top-rated Northern Star, the reigning horse of the year on a 9-race winning streak, the 3-4 favourite. And there's Radial Flower, the 9-5 second favourite, in post position 5. Here's Dean Springer's race call.
As around the far turn, and it's Wildcat T, but he's being pressed on the outside by Northern Star. Down the inside, Forsaken 1. On the outside, that one is Radio Flower. About 6 back to Caymanas Gold. The opening quarter, 24-1. And it's Wildcat T on the inside, but on the outside, Northern Star continues to press issue. Radio Flower goes third, and Forsaken 1 falls away. Inside the quarter pole they come, and Northern Star has come to the front. On the inside, Wildcat T will not go away in their homeward bound. It's Northern Star opening up on the strong left-handed drive. He's in front by a length and a half, by 2, by 3. The Star is back. Northern Star, the monster in a rope.
The classy Northern Star being shaken up here by young rider Delano Lopez, son of the Canada-based veteran jockey Simon Husband, to repel the challenges of Wildcat T on the inside and Caymanas Gold closing fast on the outside. But Lopez rouses Northern Star, and the 6-year-old is pulling clear here for a good win by 2 3/4 lengths. As a 3-4 favourite, Northern Star makes it 10 wins in a row. This streak includes a victory in last year's Tanglewood Stakes. The 7-2 bet Caymanas Gold rallies from last in the field to be second. 1 minute 4.80 seconds the winning time for the 5.5 furlong sprint. The brilliant winning streak continuing here for champion trainer Victor Cheeseman, who part owns Northern Star with Mervyn Rollins. Saturday's richest event at the Garrison Savannah was the US $13,000 Michael Parvicino Memorial Hopeful Breeder Stakes and Trophy race for 3-year-olds. Dean Springer picks up the 10-horse field, heading for the home turn with a 23-1 outsider, Fast Cash, in front.
After a half of 49 flat there at the top of the hill, 3 furlongs left to go. It is Fast Cash, still the leader in front by 3 parts of a length, but on the outside here comes Mary Aurora with a grand run. Naomi trying to close as well. These 3 turn for home in front by about 4, and it's now Mary Aurora comes through and picks it up. On the outside here's Naomi and Mary Aurora. Naomi now powers to the lead and opens up by 2.5, by 3, widening lines. What a performance. Naomi from last to first, the victory.
A really solid win this in the Michael Parvicino Breeders for Naomi, coming from off the pace to complete back-to-back wins after her Sale Graduates Futurity win in mid-December. The 8-5 favourite under top jockey Ricky Walcott wins by 3 3/4 lengths in the end, stopping the clock for 7.85 furlongs at 136.20 for trainer Mark Armstrong and owners Round Table Stud Farm.
To Jamaica's Caymanas Park we go now for 2 events. First, the restricted stakes 3-year-old and up, where Anthony Nunes' talented classic hopeful, Supreme Soul, was a hot 1-9 favourite. Let's see how he does here. Brad Rickman on commentary.
Universal Boss cruising on that lead by just about 2 lengths. Supreme Soul is being urged and under a ride as they now flash past the 5/16th, and it's Universal Boss first into the lane under Radesh Roman. Supreme Soul now has catching up to do as they leave the quarter pole and run away toward the final 3/16th. Universal Boss drifting onto the left-hand stick to the center. Supreme Soul just can't get to him at the moment. Further back to Jackolinks making late progress, but inside the last furlong, Universal Boss is battling now, and Supreme Soul now finally gets going inside the final 16th. Supreme Soul begins to edge away from stablemate Universal Boss.
Supreme Soul easy in the end under jockey Robert Halladine, scoring by a winding 3 1/4 lengths as a 1-9 favourite for his 3rd win in 4 career starts. His stablemate and longtime leader Universal Boss second, 131.80, Supreme Soul's winning time for trainer Nunes and a TNT champion owner, Shiva Maharaj. Saturday's Caymanas Park trophy and richest event was the Alexander Hamilton 1 mile run.
3/8 of a mile to run. They head to the 5/16th on the war up front. Another vigorous and superluminal. Could they burn themselves out and fall into the hands of Saratoga Sight? Now asked to quicken on the rail. Secret Traveller in between horses, but they're into it now, and superluminal points. Another vigorous is there. Saratoga Sight has the run on the rail. That's what he wants. Toward the outside, Secret Traveller. Further back to Hovercraft, coming with a late run, and Armageddon best forgotten, but superluminal wins the battle up front and now takes charge. A 16th to run. It is superluminal from Saratoga Sight, and Hovercraft asked to close. Saratoga Sight flying on the rail. Superluminal hanging tough. It's ahead, Bob. They've gone by together.
Six-time champion jockey Omar Walker, hard at work on the outside, has to drive the 7-year-old Superluminal for all he's worth as Saratoga Sight comes flying on the inside under 2018 Derby-winning jockey Aaron Chattree. Superluminal, though, hanging on for the victory. The 2015 St. Leger winner, Superluminal, trained by Ian Passard for owners PJK Team, getting the win by a short head over Saratoga Sight. Hovercraft with a strong late effort, a further half length back in third. The favourite, another vigorous, faded and pulled up in the home stretch to place last. The very consistent Superluminal then, clocking 1:38.60 for the mile in completing back-to-back wins.
At TNT Santa Rosa Park, Saturday's main event was the Royal Colours Classic, a 6 3/4 furlong run in honour of the former Trinidad Derby winner, who back in 1982 delivered an all-time Trinidad and Tobago best in El Clásico de Caribe, a close-up fourth at the El Comandante racetrack in Puerto Rico. A big field of 12 in this one. Nick Chady has the race call.
Making headlines is making a move, coming on strong and making a sweeping move toward the outside is making headlines. They pass the quarter pole to the top of the stretch. Early Bird and behind them. Here they come off the turn into the stretch, and it's making headlines to the front. Making headlines, pouring it on, approaching the furlong pole. It is making headlines, opening up at World here, and he's built up an insurmountable lead. Early Bird left back in second, Cool Cat and Moncherie. Making headlines. Wow.
Coming from near the back of the field, making headlines under jockey Karen Kellewan for his first career triumph in 4 starts, sweeps to a massive 12 3/4 length victory over the even money favourite Early Bird, clocking 1:22.09, going 6 3/4 furlongs for ex-champion trainer John O'Brien and owner Ruthven Smith.
And finally, twice now in the last 4 years, a Caribbean rider has emerged champion jockey at the Portland Meadows racetrack in the USA, with the Jamaican Patrick Henry Jr. sealing the 2018-19 title in Oregon this week.
Henry tallying 60 wins for the title, scoring a double on Sunday and 1 victory on Tuesday's season-ending meet. He had 6 stakes victories during his campaign in the 4-month season and finishes 6 wins ahead of ex-champion Lionel Camacho Flores, who was also second in the 2015-16 season when Barbadian Rocco Boyne was a champion at this Portland Meadows racetrack 3 years ago.
We've been at the track, covering top stories and exciting races in the sport of kings. Check us out again next week.